Does money change people or simply reveal who they truly are? This is one of the most powerful questions in the world of finance. Many say that when people get rich, they transform, become distant, colder, and more disconnected from their surroundings. But others argue that money doesn't create anything, it only amplifies what's already inside: insecurity, power, generosity, or fear. Money works like an emotional loudspeaker. If you have wounds, they scream louder. If you have peace, it spreads further. Economic freedom removes excuses. And when you're no longer limited, your true self appears without a mask. Before money, people hold back out of need. After money, they act how they truly want, and that can be dangerous if they don't know themselves. A humble person might become arrogant. A kind person might turn selfish, all for lacking prior emotional work. That's why money doesn't transform as much as it reveals. It exposes everything that was once hidden under scarcity. A weak character with money becomes fragile and dangerous. A strong character becomes a leader and creator. When you watch someone with financial power, you're seeing their mind without filters. Scarcity represses behaviors. Abundance releases them, and that freedom can turn to chaos without emotional preparation. That's why so many fortunes are lost, because they fell into hands that couldn't manage even their own emotions. Not everyone who wants wealth is ready for what it demands: maturity, focus, and direction. Money multiplies everything: your habits, your beliefs, your decisions, and your unresolved emotions. That's why money can be light or shadow. It all depends on you, not on the money. Some people become better with wealth. Others, with the same resources, destroy everything in their path. The difference lies in what was inside before abundance arrived. And that's something few want to admit, because it hurts to accept that you weren't ready. But that's where real transformation begins, by realizing it's not about how much you have, but how much you've grown. That's why, before focusing on income, focus on integrity, on balance, on internal healing. That way, when money comes, you'll be ready to use it as a tool, not a mask. Because those who don't know themselves get lost easily among figures, luxuries, and external validation. And that path, although shiny on the outside, is full of anxiety, stress, and inner emptiness. That's why some millionaires feel miserable, because their wealth couldn't cover their emotional wounds. Money can buy comfort, but never purpose. It can pay for parties, but not inner peace. And without peace, no figure is enough. Without purpose, no amount will fulfill you. So ask yourself, why do I want money? What do I want to amplify within me with it? Because whatever money touches inside you will grow. If it's pain, the pain will grow. If it's ego, the ego will grow. If it's a desire to serve, your impact will grow. You decide. Don't seek money to hide. Seek it to expand, but only after knowing yourself. And if you're not sure who you are, work on that first before wishing for fortune. Money is power, yes, but not power over others, power over yourself, if you know how to use it with awareness. When you have money, you no longer depend on others to decide. And that's when the truth of who you are comes out. A controlling person will use money to manipulate. A wise person will use it to set others free. Hidden intentions surface when limitations disappear, and money removes many of them. If you seek money to be respected, you'll lose it, because respect bought is always temporary. If you seek money to be loved, you'll break. Because love bought fades away. If you seek money to impress, you'll get trapped in a never-ending race to prove your worth. That's why money is dangerous in empty hands, and powerful in hands full of purpose. Wealth cannot give you what you haven't cultivated. It only makes it more visible. A heart full of gratitude will use money to spread well-being. A heart full of resentment will use it for revenge. That's why, before chasing money, work on your emotions, on your purpose, on your self-control. Money speeds up your decisions. If you once hesitated to help, now you'll act, or not, without delay. And your essence will show. Money allows you to create or destroy at full speed. That's why you need wisdom to hold it. Are you afraid of what you might do with money? That's a sign you need to know yourself better before you get it. Many get lost in the money game because they never learned to play the game of character. External wealth demands strong inner structure. And that's not built with income, but with introspection. A millionaire isn't just someone who earns a lot, but someone who knows how to use what they earn without losing themselves. That's why some with little live fully, and others with everything feel broken. Your relationship with money is not defined by your balance, but by your awareness. That awareness is built through reflection, humility, and above all, emotional responsibility. Money is not for healing wounds. It's for amplifying visions, and if your vision is weak, everything will collapse. Ask yourself this: who would I become if money were no longer a problem? That answer will tell you where you need to grow, because your true expansion lies there. Financial freedom isn't just about having options. It's about knowing what to do with them without destroying what matters. You can have money and lose family, peace, health, because your inner compass wasn't aligned. Or you can have money and build, help, and serve, because your vision is clear. The difference isn't money, it's you. If you don't know who you are without money, you won't know who you are with it. And that confusion is more dangerous than it seems, because success without identity is toxic. It leads you to compare, compete, and depend on external recognition. And that path has no end. There will always be someone with more. Something will always feel missing. That's why you must build your wealth from the foundation. And that foundation is you. There's no other place to build from without risking collapse. Te preparo ahora la session 3, Paraphos 61-90. Money affects how you relate to others. It changes dynamics, expectations, and loyalties. Some will come closer out of interest. Others will pull away out of insecurity. And you must learn to handle both. Not everyone will know how to treat you once you have money. And not everyone will want the best for you. That's why you need a solid identity, to not depend on others or their validation. Abundance will test you, not with scarcity, but with temptations. And often, the hardest part isn't having nothing, it's having too much and not losing yourself. When everything is possible, you must decide who you are without restrictions. That's where character steps in. And if you didn't build it before, you'll be at risk. Ego disguises itself as success, but it also grows with it. And if your ego leads your decisions, you'll end up alone, unsatisfied, and empty. The real purpose of money isn't to fill voids. It's to expand meaning. If you have a clear why, money will strengthen it. If not, it will distort it. Money without purpose becomes addiction. You'll need more and more to feel the same. But money with vision becomes mission. You don't need to hoard, only to flow. Your relationships will change, and you must decide if they change for better or for manipulation. Some will emotionally blackmail you because of your success. Others will envy you. You can't control that, but you can control how you respond to it. Your peace shouldn't depend on whether they understand you. It should depend on whether you're at peace with what you do. And that's only possible when money doesn't define your worth. Your identity must be solid with or without income, with or without luxury, with or without applause. Purpose is your only protection against the soul's corruption by money. When you know why you do what you do, money becomes useful, not central. And that allows you to live more lightly, with more freedom, with more truth. No one should have financial power without first having emotional power. Because real power is choosing who you are, beyond your circumstances. And money will test your ability to choose from truth, not fear. Can you stay true to yourself when everyone wants something from you? When you could buy respect but choose to earn it? Can you give without guilt? Say no without fear? Invest without anxiety? These are questions to answer before having more. Because money exposes you, it makes you visible, and if you're not ready, it can scare or break you. You must learn to be invisible in essence, even if you have a lot. To live in abundance without shouting it. Money can make noise, but you choose whether to echo or bring peace with it. You don't need to hide your success, but you don't need to use it to prove you're worth something either. You already are worthy, with or without money. That's the truth to remember every day. Money comes and goes. It changes, but your essence remains. And if it's well grounded, nothing you gain or lose will take you away from yourself. You can live with much without becoming arrogant, and with little without feeling less. That's true wealth, the inner kind. The one that's not listed on the stock market, but sustains everything. And when that foundation is strong, you can build anything without fear. That's where money becomes ally, not master. A tool, not a trap. And that's where you must arrive, before you start accumulating. Because money is only as wise as the person who handles it. And you can be that person, if you choose to be. Let every dollar you earn reflect your vision. Let every expense speak of your awareness. And let every investment be a step toward your evolution, not an escape from your emptiness. Abundance won't make you free if you're chained inside. It will only change the type of chain. But if you're free internally, money becomes wind pushing your sailboat, not a storm that sinks it. Don't run to have more. Run to become more, because money follows true growth. And when you understand that, you stop fearing losing it. Because you know you're the one creating it, not the other way around. Money doesn't change people, it simply reveals them. And you decide if what gets seen under that light is admirable or not. Money is a magnifier, a flashlight, an amplifier of your awareness. If you have clarity, purpose, and truth, money will give you more reasons to expand that. If not, it will only amplify the chaos that already exists inside you. You choose, not when money arrives, but now, in your way of thinking, feeling, and deciding. Because if you change, your relationship with money changes too. And when that happens, everything around you begins to bloom, without guilt or anxiety. Become the master of your mind, and you'll become the master of your money. Become a slave to your ego, and money will become your executioner. True wealth lies in your ability to live with intention, with truth, with heart. And that kind of wealth is never lost. It only multiplies with each conscious action you take. Today, you can choose whether money will dominate you or you will dominate it. And everything begins within. Your story with money starts long before you have it. It starts with what you believe about it. If you believe it's dirty, you'll reject it. If you believe it saves, you'll become its prisoner. Money is just a medium, neither saint nor demon, just a channel, and you decide what flows through it. It can be power, ego, control, or it can be service, peace, meaning. And that depends on you, not on the amount. Because money doesn't transform hearts. It exposes them. When you understand this, you stop fearing success. Because you know you'll remain yourself, no matter what. You no longer want money to impress. You want it to create, to multiply good. And that's when real abundance begins, where money doesn't rule but serves. Where your decisions aren't based on lack, but on vision. Where you no longer compete to prove, but to contribute. And that is freedom, not just having money, but having a healthy relationship with it. You can be rich and live in emotional slavery, or have little and live in peace. It all depends on your mind. But the ideal is to have both, external wealth and internal freedom. And that only happens when you work more on yourself than on your income. Money follows the mind, not the other way around. A rich mind creates abundance without fear. A poor mind destroys any fortune. That's why many earn money but can't keep it, because their identity isn't ready to sustain that energy. And sustaining money isn't about strategy. It's about personal evolution. If you don't grow, your money will find someone who has. Money flows where there's stability, and if you don't have it, it will leave you. Let every coin you earn reflect your values. Let your financial life mirror your consciousness. And you'll see how money starts to flow, not through obsession, but through alignment. Abundance comes when you're ready to hold it without losing yourself. When you're no longer defined by what you have, but by what you build. When you give without expecting, receive without depending, and live without pretending. That's when money stops being an enemy or an idol, and becomes simply what it is, a tool. A tool to elevate, not to hide. A tool to create peace, not to fill emptiness. And if you prepare internally, you'll never fear wealth. You'll know money in your hands doesn't change who you are. It helps you be more of it. Let every dollar you earn tell a story of meaning. Let every choice reflect the person you are becoming. Build a path where your financial success is just a visible sign of invisible growth. True wealth is born where clarity meets courage, where you no longer chase, but attract through alignment. Don't use money to impress. Use it to express your values, your mission, your contribution to the world. Because a life driven by purpose will always generate more than one driven by fear. And a life filled with peace will always be richer than one filled with appearances. Money doesn't fix your life. It magnifies your life. If your life is chaotic, it becomes louder. If it's stable, it becomes stronger. That's why emotional maturity is the real foundation of financial freedom. You can't buy self-worth. You can't buy emotional balance. But you can lose everything trying to. So many people use money to fill emotional gaps that no money can actually close. And so many others delay wealth because deep down, they believe they don't deserve it. Your mind is the gatekeeper of your fortune. If your thoughts reject wealth, your actions will too. Even if you say you want to be rich, your subconscious may be protecting you from becoming what you fear. Do you associate money with greed? With arrogance? With loneliness? Then you'll never allow yourself to truly have it. You must reprogram your inner definitions. Redefine what money means to you. When money becomes a tool for growth and service, guilt disappears, and flow begins. When you detach your identity from money, you gain power over it. You become its guide, not its victim. And in that position, your decisions change. You stop chasing. You start choosing. You no longer need to prove anything, because your value doesn't fluctuate with your bank balance. From that place, your wealth becomes inevitable, because it's built on inner truth. Your thoughts are your first currency. Treat them with care. Train them daily. Ask yourself often, am I building wealth from fear or from vision? Because both generate results, but only one creates freedom. Don't fall into the trap of external success with internal slavery. Build both. A rich outer life and a peaceful inner one. Let your values lead your finances. Let your soul lead your strategy. That alignment creates a current so strong, money can't help but follow. Don't chase money. Become the kind of person money naturally flows to. And when it arrives, you'll know what to do. You'll have already become someone who can handle it. Because you prepared for it, not just technically, but emotionally and spiritually. Money in the hands of a conscious person is a gift to the world. Because that person creates, uplifts, and multiplies meaning wherever they go. You can be that person. It begins with a choice, a thought, a shift. You don't need to be rich to think like one. You need to think like one to become it. And today, right now, you can begin. Because your mind is your true wealth. The rest will come naturally, when you're ready to hold it without fear. The world needs more people with money and heart, with power and peace, with ambition and ethics. And you can be one of them, if you commit to growing from the inside out. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You only need to decide. The money will come, but who you are when it does, that's what truly matters. And if you grow, everything around you will too, including your income, your peace, and your purpose. Your relationship with money starts and ends with who you are. And who you become will define how long that wealth stays. So be the kind of person that abundance feels safe staying with. And make money a reflection of your growth, not your disguise. Because when you grow, your money grows. When you evolve, your finances evolve too. It all starts inside, always. If you're ready to change your mind, you'll change your financial destiny. And if you're ready to lead your money, not be led by it, then your story is just beginning. Subscribe so you can learn how to change your mind and your money to generate wealth.